Hey everybody, TacBishop here. I wanted to do a video today on the dreaded subject of the weight station or the scale house, chicken coop, ever what you prefer to call it. 9/11 ambulance girl had asked me last week to do a video on the subject, and I checked around real quick to see if there was one already, and I didn't see one. I saw some of the drivers that had the dash cams just pulling through. So I thought I would, she wanted kind of a rundown on what goes on in a weight scale, and it varies, but it causes a lot of drivers a lot of anguish. I know it does me. Even when you're right, you're still afraid that you'll get inspected, because there's always something wrong with your truck. Something could have gone wrong during the day as you're, working or driving. Lights could go out. Anything could happen to cause you to get an infraction or a citation, and it's just really a dreaded experience that goes on numerous times a day. She asked, do you have to stop at all of them? And yes, you do. If you come up on a scale house, first thing you'll see, some distance before you get there, just kind of alerts you that there's a weight scale ahead or a weight station. All trucks, next exit. Then there'll be a light there. Maybe it says closed, open, go, or stop. That works pertaining to some areas, how many vehicles are on the exit ramp. If the vehicles start backing up into the highway, they give you a red light so you can pass for a while. But once that exit clears up a little, it goes back to the green again. And usually you go in, and some of the places, I know here in North Carolina, they're not really modern, up-to-date facilities, but they do have a pre-weigh in the exit ramp. So as you pull in, if they're only interested in this certain time to weigh heavy trucks, you roll through with a light load or a empty load, you'll be directed right back out into the highway. I don't know what the limit is or what the magic number to get pulled into the back, but sometimes you get pulled into the back. Sometimes you get pulled into the back even if you're empty. So it's still not a set rule that if you're empty, you're not going to be weighed again. Sometimes they just want to look at all the trucks. Sometimes the officers are just lazy and they won't turn the light off. They just leave it on green on all the trucks to pull in. They won't even be working the scales. When you get to the scale, there'll be 3 sections there. There'll be one for the front axle, one for the drive axles, and then one for the tandems on the trailer. So I have pulled up before, and there'll be a green light there, and you just kind of roll through about 3 miles an hour, and you're looking, and you're waiting for that light to go red, and it never goes red, and they just shuffling trucks through. They're not even stopping to weigh you. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Then you have other situations where you pull in, you're loaded, and you drive up on the scale, you have the red light, and then you get the dreaded message, park over there and bring your paperwork in. So you're probably overweight, or if it gives you the signal, park over there and wait, they're going to give you a full inspection. That's always fun. But no matter how many times you come up to a weight scale during the day, you have to pull in and weigh over and over and over. There's no bypass it unless you have the pre-pass. They do have a pre-pass in some states, or I'm not even sure if all of them are involved in that now, but there'd be a little sensor over the highway, and you drive up under the sensor, and it gives you a green light if you're good to go, and you go on through. And if not, you have to pull in and do whatever the direct signals and things are. And sometimes they just want to run you in, I think, even if they're not weighing you, to look at your DOT number on the side of the door. That always has to be big enough that they can read it. And you have your license tag on the front of the truck. You pull in, because the trailer can be licensed to anybody. The truck is always licensed to the driver or that company. So you pull in, they can run your DOT numbers real quick through the machine, the computer, and if you have a high score or a low score, those factors weigh into whether you get inspected or not. If your company has a history of a lot of out of services for brakes, let's say, and your company is just notorious for not keeping brakes on trucks, chances of you getting pulled are excellent, or at least higher. Keeping trash on your dash, I've seen a lot of videos on that. Keep your dash clear, keep you from getting inspected. Anything you can do to look more presentable, keep your truck clean, take pride in your equipment and everything, and chances of getting through the scales are better. But you do have to stop at all of them. It's over and over and over, and it's nerve-wracking. Every time you see that sign, you get that little thing in your chest. And even if you're right, even if you know you're 100% right, you can still be checked, and you just don't want to be bothered with it over and over and over. I'll just go with that, and maybe that helped explain some of the things that go on into the weight scale. And I'll do another video later on about the on the side of the road DOT inspections, which are just as bad. So anyway, TacBishop.